हफ्ते पहले ही तो अपने डिस्कस किया था।
जय हिंद, जय भारत एंड वेलकम टू डेफटॉक्स। इंडीड सर, 2 हफ्ते पहले हमने डिस्कस किया था कि पाकिस्तान इज ऑन द ब्रिंक and I have with me Lieutenant General Major General Rajiv Narayanan. I'm sorry, sir. With regards to Imran Khan, there's a big development that has happened, and all of us in India will have a big smile on our face, saying that यार अब तो हो गया इसका काम, अब पाकिस्तान का फाइनल मोमेंट आ गया है. But as usual, on Dev Talks, we will be bringing about a different angle to this. The different angle has to be what is the future of Pakistan? Point number one. Point number two is the army itself backing off, or has the army planned this thing right to the T? I mean, it's the Pakistan army, you can give it as much as credit as you like. Have they planned this to the T that they are looking at an end goal? Let's analyze that with, as I said, Major General Rajiv Narayan. Sir, good evening. And thank you so much for actually coming in the middle of the week, apart from our schedule, to do this show. I know it's late at night, but I thought who better to ask this question, because we covered the Rolf Peters talk a couple of days ago. And as a matter of fact, I put out a clip. That clip went viral. I mean, it's still going crazy. So you can imagine, and I got a lot of flack from Pakistan for that. So
अब let's see now what they say.
I got a lot of flack for that one, huh? People just the kind of abusing. I have not seen. I haven't seen that, sir. That one clip triggered people right to the bottom. I wonder what this will do to Pakistanis. Let's have an opening comment from you.
Uh, it's a very, I would say, fluid and a tense situation. Either which way, whether it is orchestrated by the army or not orchestrated by the army, in such things, what is important is to gain control. That is the escalation control matrix. As it stands today, you can say Pakistan is burning. People are out on the streets. Imran Khan's supporters are out on the streets. So we will take it step by step further and look at the 2 3 scenarios. Was it orchestrated? Was it not orchestrated? What kind of Pakistan are we looking at? And what are the threats that could emerge from there? Like I said 2 weeks ago in your talk, that it is not Imran versus someone, X versus Y. It is Sharia versus the so-called moderate Islam, which Musharraf was trying to say. Because with the mask of a moderate Islam, he wanted to continue using his non-state actors. So it's a question of whether it is Sharia or not Sharia. And I have always stated that Imran is the face of TTP, which is Sharia. So they don't call him Taliban Khan for nothing.
I'm sure the wife would be working overtime on the telephone right now. Uh, Bushra Bivi, I don't know what's her status at the moment. Uh, the main thing which comes out of this, and I, as usual, want to kind of take a larger perspective, look out of the game, sir. Get out of the this thing. We'll discuss the little nitty-gritties when I've got a couple of slides. We'll
Yeah,
discuss
yeah.
those. But sir, the main thing, the question that I want to ask is very simple, and it's a very, very clear question. Has this been war gamed? By the looks of it and the initial reaction of it, I don't know.
Let me no, let me tell you. Like we will talk in war, you can war game any number of things. You can have any contingencies, but you have to. You cannot sit inside the opponent's brain to decide what is he going to do. Okay, and so as they say in war, that all plans fail after the first bullet is fired,
Yeah.
because thereafter you have to keep on your toes and keep reacting to what the other side is going to do. And that is where I said the escalation control matrix in such a situation has to be carefully analyzed and ensured that it doesn't go out of hand. If it goes out of hand, you could have a civil war. How much time will it take for these people to get weapons? They have come out with lathis and stones as to what the videos have been seen, and they're burning trucks, and one tanker of the Karachi Water and Sewage Board has also been burnt. I don't know whether it is sewage or water. A monument for the military monument has also been set on fire. Attacks have taken place on supposedly the Corps Commander's house and towards the GHQ. But really, there were no guards. Corps Commander's house is a fortress.
Ah,
It's a fortress. A Corps
in
Commander, and there was
Pakistan,
nobody
yes.
in the house.
Mhm.
There was nobody in the house. So where is the Corps Commander? Where is the family? Similarly, when you go to the GHQ, it obviously was not one of the main entrances, must have been a side entrance. But that is also very well guarded. So nobody. Corps Commander's house, you just saw just one man.
Yeah, and he was also like, why you
Dressed,
guys don't-"
and he had nothing and he stood to the side.
Yeah, he had a weapon, but he just decided to.
He didn't do anything. He just haath khada karke and he kept to the side. Didn't touch him.
Yeah,
So somebody trying to take it that it is going against the army, no. If it was, they would have thrashed him or killed him. They would have lynched him. They didn't touch him. Okay. Another indicator that they are not after, could be that they are not after the lower level, they are after the elite. They went to the GHQ, whichever entrance it was. Again, eerily, it was empty. Again, these people did not go deep. They just went round and whatever was immediate vicinity of the gate did whatever damage, and that's where the video ends. आगे गए
acknowledge,
नहीं
yes.
है.
Hmm.
आईएसआई का बोला है कि हेडक्वार्टर को बर्न किया है, फाइल्स चोरी वगैरह हुई हैं, दे हैव गॉन इन. ऑब्वियसली ISI would be the one of the most hated figures within Pakistan, more than the army. The way in which they control the people and pick them up, it's virtually as if they are a law unto themselves. But
That's true.
all the major cities in KPK, Sindh, and Punjab, it's a shutdown. They've shut down the internet, but they've not shut down the mobile. इंटरनेट बंद करने का क्या फायदा हुआ? वो तो मोबाइल के थ्रू बातचीत कर लेंगे. कंट्रोल करना है तो यू हैव टू stop the mobile. So because these people are not there, and that the prime minister himself who went for the coronation, the coronation finished यार, 2-3 दिन हो गए, वो तो आया ही नहीं है वापस. The
That's a bit unique.
delegation of businessmen he has taken, they are still there. I don't hear on BBC or anywhere him having any meetings यार. वो तो वहीं पे हो गया coronation के time. ऋषि सुनाक से बातचीत हो गई उसकी. What
Yeah.
are they doing there? What is he doing there? And Arif Ajakia claims that they are staying in a 7-star hotel out there. You don't have money, and you have staying in a 7-star hotel, despite him having his own house and property where his kids are staying.
Yeah, and his
He is
brother's
not.
house on top of it.
No, इसके बच्चे भी हैं, इसका खुद का his brothers are also there. वो तो नवाज शरीफ तो is there. इसके खुद का है घर जिसको
उसके
इसके
पास
बच्चे
घोड़े
थे.
शोड़े हैं काफी.
He is not staying there.
I believe he's into horse racing and car racing and all that stuff.
Maybe, but so, and looking at, like I said, the corps commanders and cantonment में घुस गए हैं, and or Karachi cantonment also they showed it was eerily empty. So the question comes up: where's the army? So I think Abhi, the police have opened fire. The police have also got injured. The reports that are coming in, civilian deaths have taken place. People have been wounded. If the police are not able to curb it in a day or two, it may start getting out of hand, because once you see somebody dying, these people at the moment are only with lathis and stones.
Hmm.
And when you start taking injuries, it doesn't take much time for them to reach out to the militants and start taking weapons from them. हथियार तो मिल जाते हैं.
Sir, it's in such a militarized society. I mean, it's quite uh,
पेशावर मार्केट तो पूरा, वो गंजपत का मार्केट, तो वो सड़क पे तो पूरे जो हथियार चाहिए तुमको वर्ल्ड ओवर का वो बना बना हुआ मिलेगा तुमको.
exactly. And
And as good and functional as that, huh? Not like our desi
exactly,
kattas.
exactly.
वो तो उठा लेंगे यार.
And we're not
Then
even
what do
talking about if there's any international force, any interference, like a lot of Pakistanis will say, raw ki sajish.
नो, दे नॉट इवन टॉकिंग कि रॉ ने करवाया. कैसे बोलेंगे
That's
रॉ
all
ने
is.
कराया?
Uh, it's not
Because
even come out. There's nothing.
when you look at the way it was done, the fingerprints is all of ISI. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
तो रॉ का कैसे बोलेंगे? Then it will imply that ISI and raw are in league with each other. Doesn't work. Is the army waiting for 2-3 days for situation to burn more and then step in and create a martial law? Because otherwise martial law would not have been acceptable to the rest of the world. And rest of the world would be worried that if this kind of anarchy takes place, what happens to the nuclear weapons?
Hmm. So this is a question I want to kind of dwell upon, and let me just leave the question to the audience also, guys. जवाब दो यार, आज आपसे पूछते हैं सवाल. Let's ask you a question. Sir said something very interesting. He said that army is it waiting for the next couple of days for the situation to worsen. A lot of the actually most of the times when the army has actually done a coup, it has been with the, may I say, blessing of the people. May I say that? I mean, if there's any Pakistani here, please feel free to correct me. It's your country, so you know a little better than me. It's been with the blessing of the courts and been with the blessing of the people, sir. Now, how do we put that into perspective? Let's look at our presentation, sir. उसके बाद इसका जवाब देते हैं कि
Yeah,
भाई
yeah.
क्या है गेम, बिकॉज people are not with the army. ये जो protest हो रहा है is against the army. So let's see.
Because they've targeted directly the army cantonments,
Yeah,
army memorials.
exactly. It's a very interesting thing, sir, and I wonder what will come out of this. I honestly don't have a thought at the moment. I'm sure
No,
you
but
do, but
I was following the Dawn News,
sir,
and there I find that the vice chairman of PTI has gone against what Imran has said. Imran ka video is talking of jihad, and he is asking for peaceful demonstration. तो यहीं पे खलल हो चुका है, that he is talking of a peaceful demonstration and his boss is talking of a jihad. And where is Faiz Hamid here now? Faizu Bhai is missing in action. Where is he?
there are too many variables to this
Too
game, sir.
many question marks which are
Yeah,
coming up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Chalo, sir, let's see. एक Imran Khan
Yeah.
arrested. Guys, breaking news. I mean, if you didn't know till now, Imran Khan has finally been arrested. Uh, I'm. It's just a
Though
joke.
a lot of people would say, PTI and a lot of civilians would say that he was abducted.
Abducted. Word on the street.
So
Let's.
Rangers don't have the authority to arrest. Police has the authority. Rangers are like our BSF.
अब वो भी एक rumor है sir कि these guys were not even rangers. They were
जो भी हो, आप रेंजर के ड्रेस में आए हो, रेंजर्स डोंट हैव द अथॉरिटी टू अरेस्ट इन अ सिविल केस.
sir.
The authority lies with the police, and Islamabad police was missing.
Happily.
because these people had gone in and locked up and thrown out everybody. There was nobody there. They had
Yeah,
locked the gates.
yeah.
Moment he came in, they had locked the gates.
So, sir, this, as you said, happened in the Islamabad High Court. I mean, the video that came out was very funny. Imran Khan literally sitting like this and watching his doom walking towards him. That was quite interesting. Uh, then Rangers. Now, my information says these are not Rangers. They were SSG commandos who were dressed up as Rangers. Uh, SSG means पिटाई तो हुई होगी. I mean, तो
Anyone coming near वो तो और उसकी उनका हाथ ही पड़ जाए, ये स्पेशल फोर्सेस का काफी है,
काफी
एक हाथ ही काफी
काफी.
है.
I mean, पाकिस्तानी है बट ठीक है, फिर भी जबरदस्त
ना
है,
ना,
ऐसी बात नहीं.
स्पेशल फोर्सेस किसी कंट्री का भी हो यार, they
स्पेशल
are
फोर्सेस स्पेशल
they are
फोर्सेस.
tasked and they train and do everything for that
या
यार.
या या.
इतना तो है.
एक ये सब बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग था. आई मीन द दे हैड टू ड्रैग दिस बगर आउट. हाँ, आपने एक चीज बताया मेरे को जो आई डिडंट काइंड ऑफ पिक इट अप टिल द टाइम यू एक्चुअली सेड दिस. यू सेड यार व्हीलचेयर में बैठा था.
सब तरफ की पैर में पता नहीं कितने ऑपरेशन हुए हैं, स्टील लगाया है, गोली लगी है टांग में, हड्डी टूटा है, व्हीलचेयर में जाता है आराम से उसको. अरे व्हेन यू आर ड्रैगिंग, ये भी नहीं है कि ड्रैग बोल रहे हैं, बट दोनों तरफ से पकड़ा है, वो तो
पकड़ा
चल
हुआ
के
है.
जा रहा था.
हम्म.
बाकी जगह बोलता है मेरे से चलते नहीं बनता, व्हीलचेयर में घूमता है, तो मतलब क्या
सर
गोली
कोर्ट में
लगी
लिख के
थी या
दिया.
नहीं लगी
कोर्ट में
है?
लिख के आई कांट वॉक.
या तो क्या गोली लगी थी नहीं लगी थी? अगर गोली नहीं लगी थी तो क्या अपने ऊपर फायर कराया था टू बिल्ड अप ए नेम फॉर हिमसेल्फ? It's open to question how was he walking.
या या. नाउ
And
लेट मी.
he didn't seem to be in pain कि भाई he couldn't walk, लगड़ा भी नहीं रहा था.
हाँ, या.
लंगड़ा भी
अभी
नहीं रहा था, वो
if you
चल के जा रहा था.
if you notice the video, before he was put in the car, he kind of tried to put his hand up to kind of do that to
Yeah.
people and all that stuff. But sir, the symbolism of this entire thing, and we all know that Pakistan mein agar aap kuch, you do something wrong, there's a black colored Figo that stands. Figo, they call it Vigo. It's a whole confusion. Let's just leave it at that. But there's a black color Ford that stands under your house
Yeah.
slash office
ISI.
slash this thing. And he was dragged into a black colored Ford vehicle. So there's a lot of symbolism. As you said, sir, the word is abduction. But the interesting thing is, sir, इसका अरेस्ट वारंट तो 1 मई से आज 9 तारीख है सर.
तो आ नहीं रहा था ना. They don't want to go to his house ना. हाई कोर्ट में पकड़ेंगे. एक बार ट्राई किया था ना, पहले गायब हो गया था.
हाँ.
They hit thin air. They hit thin air because he would have a lot of supporters within the rank and file of at various levels, even in the deep state. So ये है. अब वो पहुंचे नहीं कोई भी. अब
And
वो
NAB,
चीफ जस्टिस तो अमर फरूक तो अपने ही मक्खी मार रहा है, बोल रहा है कि आ जाओ. वो विल कम यार, वंस यू नो दैट नैब ने बोला है एंड यू नो कि रेंजर्स आके उठा के ले गए हैं, रेंजर्स आके उठा के ले जा रहे हैं, मतलब कि फौज ने बोला है. फौज तेरे को घास डालता है दैट यू कॉल्ड हिम. दे विल नॉट. एंड पीटीआई पीडीएम टॉक्स, इज देयर अ गोइंग, आर दे ट्राइंग फॉर अ स्प्लिट इन पीटीआई? नवाज शरीफ की पार्टी को भी तोड़ा था when he became big for his boots, and there is that duality.
yes.
But उसके कॉल के लिए दे आर नो टेकर्स. तभी तो सड़क पे उतर आए हैं साहब. एंड प्रॉब्लम विद द मॉब इज वंस दे कम आउट इन द स्ट्रीट ना एंड टेस्ट अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ सक्सेस, बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है कंट्रोल करना.
ये
इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट.
जो बोल रहे हो, it's very interesting. I mean, because if these talks were actually happening, I mean, I've seen photographs of Fawad Chaudhry, if I'm not mistaken, sitting with these guys and actually having a conversation, and that's something very this thing. So was this a ruse that was created कि तुम लोग बात करो यार, चलो
No,
ठीक.
I am looking at because let's look at the scenario which I am saying, that orchestrated by the army, and taking out uh, Imran Khan. Shahbaz Sharif is in London. तो आया ही नहीं. So now who next in PDM? Mariam Nawaz is in London.
वो तो सर प्लास्टिक सर्जरी कराती रहती है. I mean that's what the Pakistanis say, not me.
No, whatever. She is in London. वो तो वहाँ है. शहबाज शरीफ भी वापस नहीं आया. तो क्या कुछ घोल कर रहे हैं कि भाई ठीक है, हम for some time we will have this martial law and get the situation under control. पीटीआई को तोड़ देंगे and then have the elections and you will have other heads or the factions of PTI, PDM now available. तो PDM तो is a, I would say, a hollow grouping. वो तो बिखर जाएगा. तो PPP और नवाज शरीफ PMNL का तो कोई लेना देना है नहीं. So the issue is who next in PMNL. और बिलो रानी तो अपना ख्वाब देख रहा है कि मैं PM बन जाऊं.
वो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है.
Maybe not now, maybe 20-30 years down the line if this country exists. Maybe 20-30 years down the line.
Of course, Imran Khan had a pre-recorded video, just like, sir, this is like a Bollywood movie, huh? उसको अरेस्ट करा, एक वीडियो निकलता है.
उसको तो पहले से ही पता है ना कि मैं अरेस्ट हो रहा हूँ, 1 साल से पीछे पड़े, अरेस्ट हो रहा हूँ.
कहता है भाई democracy is dead. I may not see you again. To me
that's a scream. Democracy is dead. Democracy था ही कहाँ पाकिस्तान में यार? था ही कहाँ यार? Democracy तो था ही नहीं.
Exactly.
It was the facade of democracy. Up, you could say that facade of democracy is also gone. ठीक है.
Now I may not see you again, sir. मतलब martyr syndrome.
No, not necessarily martyr syndrome यार. तो exile में चला जाएगा.
Okay.
दुबई, सऊदी अरेबिया बात की होगी भाई. सऊदी अरेबिया, UAE have also promised to give them money ना to in their this thing कि भाई IMF से कुछ मिल जाए. They have promised. तो दुबई, सऊदी अरेबिया कहीं चला जाएगा.
जाके दे देगा पैसे. हाँ, यूके में जाके 2 मिलियन पाउंड दे देगा. चल भी हो गया शुरू.
नहीं, यूके भी नहीं जा सकता. कहीं भी चला जाएगा यार. मुशर्रफ तो यहीं गया था, दुबई में ही था
जी.
ये भी यहाँ ऐसे कैसे चला जाएगा? मारेंगे नहीं. There may be a lot of hue and cry from the US and the West if they do something.
But sir, last week you and I spoke, and we spoke about 2 types of Islam.
Yeah.
The hardcore.
He is the Sharia front, and this is what I'm seeing. The army is playing within the background to prevent the Sharia from coming this side of the Indus.
Now that's interesting, sir. Could you kind of?
दूसरे side of Indus तो खत्म है ना. And it clicked me when I heard this video of Shahbaz Sharif. No, Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Saying that we will not don't resort to violence. It's a democratic अपना strike. Okay. Whereas here he calls for jihad. कि open लड़ो. And a lot of other videos that is being shown on Dawn News के videos में अगर जाते हैं, there people are talking of open jihad, let's fight.
True.
Okay, they are talking of fighting. Here he is saying no. He is trying to go the
soft way.
Gandhiji's way. Non-violence. So he is also building his own bridges with the army within the PTI, showing that he is that facade of a moderate Islam. Okay, Billo Rani is not that mature. He makes a fool of himself. If I stick my neck out, I might say he's the Raga. He's their Raga. He's there रागा. वो मुंह खोलता है कुछ ना कुछ टेढ़ा मेढ़ा उससे निकल ही जाता है.
पिटाई होती है. हाँ जी.
हाँ, वो टेढ़ा मेढ़ा उससे निकल ही जाता है. Because it is so surprising how the elite function I'll just deviate a little. Earlier, Hira Rabbani Khar was the foreign minister. This chap was the state minister for foreign affairs under her.
Yeah.
Now it's the roles reversed. And Hina Rabbani has accepted that from foreign minister to number two, minister of state for foreign. Amazing.
So but one thing I must say, information warfare wise, the kind of information that is being shot out by Imran Khan's team is ridiculous. There's been rumors about he's been force fed pork. I mean, you can see
It is
the
just, that's what I said now. How do you see? These all comes under escalatory control matrix,
yeah.
right? You blocked now internet. Why haven't you blocked the social media? All these things will go through bots and other things. All these fake news and other things will move through social media, यार. उसको आपने बंद नहीं किया. So when you are trying to control the escalation, there will be people inside who would prefer to incite the mobs more.
For their own specific purposes.
Yes. They want Sharia in Pakistan, na?
Now, sir, why now? A lot of Pakistanis say that ये भाई साहब का जो dirty Harry का face mask निकाल दिया इमरान खान ने. And
अब इमरान खान बोलता तो वो कौन सा दूध का धुला, राजा हरिश्चंद्र है वो?
हाँ.
अभी जैसे मैंने बताया ना, कहता 2 दफा मेरे को मारने गया, तो पहले दफा तो बोले थे चोट वोट लगी, मैं चल नहीं सकता, कोर्ट में एफिडेविट दे गया. अभी चल के नहीं जा रहा था, मस्ती से चल के जा रहा था, ऐसा भी नहीं था कि लंगड़ा रहा था. तो how do you believe people like that who manage their careers on fake news? I don't say that this chap will not be would not be tormenting the people, because that is the reputation that ISI has.
Yes.
But it is not at this level. He may be passing the orders. Execution will be done by somebody else. And itna grant kar deta hu, he should take a lesson from Benazir Bhutto. अगर ISI ने इसको मारना था तो भाई साहब कब के मर चुके होते आप, बचते नहीं.
This guy is supposed to be
the manner in which that execution, he claimed attempted assassination was taken.
जी. एक साथ थोड़ा लेवल हेडेड टाइप जर्नलिस्ट था इनका, वजाहत सईद करके. पहले तो बड़ा प्रो आर्मी होता था, बट अभी थोड़ा ही इज बिकम अ लिटिल लेवल हेडेड. एंड व्हाट हैज हैपेंड नाउ इज दैट वजाहत एंड दैट मेजर आदिल राजा, इन लोगों को फ्रॉम दिस गाइज ऑफिस, दिस so called dirty Harry's office, have been termed as gaddars. The word used was that. And of course, those chaps are pro Imran Khan, this, that, it's not this thing. Abhi jo bahar nikal raha hai, this guy's name was taken by Imran Khan a couple of days ago.
Yeah. He named him. एक तो वीडियो, उसका वीडियो देखा मैंने
जी.
They're sitting in the car, he's taking his name. And he's called him Dirty Harry.
And that, a lot of people are saying, is the main reason why this thing was done today. I don't buy it, but fair enough. Okay. For the heck of information.
इतना जल्दी आप कैंटोनमेंट्स खाली नहीं कर सकते.
हाँ. So, उस पे आते हैं सर. उस पे आते हैं.
कोर कमांडर भी ऐਵੇਂ ही घर खाली करके नहीं जाता है ऐਵੇਂ ही.
हाँ. उस पे आते हैं. We'll go to that. The call is shut down Pakistan. ठीक है, fair enough. लगे रहो. And then now this. Now is the point. आपका जो एक point आपने बोला था सर. This is something very very interesting.
Any corps commander's residence, there is a guard of about 40 people around, armed guard. आप ऐसे ही नहीं घुस सकते. अप्रोच रोड पे भी बंदे खड़े होते हैं कि भाई कहाँ जा रहे हो, ठीक है। इस तरह से खाली है नहीं होता है।
हम्म।
अगर इस तरह से खाली है तो मतलब गए कहाँ, किधर गए, बीवी कहाँ है उसकी, कोई नहीं था घर पे, कुक नहीं, कोई नहीं, बंदा नहीं। एक बंदा खड़ा हुआ था, वो इसलिए रखा होगा गार्ड के लिए, दो तीन बंदे छोड़े होंगे कि भाई गार्ड कर लेना कि कोई चोरी चकाट ना हो जाए।
हाँ, ये वैसा लगता है, ये सब।
या तो मतलब खाली है, कैसे खाली हो गया। तो इट इज अ दिस एंड जो उसका शॉट देखा है मैंने GHQ का,
जी।
उससे क्लियर लग रहा है इट इज अ प्लान्ड थिंग। वो सब अपने अपने जगह चले गए, कहाँ से आना है किधर जाना है सबको टास्किंग मिल चुका होगा। 111 brigade also in Islamabad must be ready, the coup brigade must be ready, and 11 कोर को भी बता दिया होगा, and they're all ready. ISI is also so well guarded यार। उधर रिपोर्ट्स जो मिल रहे हैं कि भाई अंदर घुस गए, जला दिए। अब जलाए नहीं जलाए, क्लासिफाइड फाइल्स खुले नहीं होते,
जी। एंड
सेफ के
आजकल
अंदर
फाइल्स
होते
कौन
हैं।
सी सर? आजकल कौन सी फाइल्स? आई मीन दे विल बी।
इवन इफ यू कीप क्लासिफाइड फाइल्स, वो सेफ होता है, सेफ दीवार के अंदर लगा रहता है, उसके आगे दरवाजा, स्टील के दरवाजे होते हैं, क्रॉस ताला लग के पूरा लगा होता है वहां पे। इतने आसानी से थोड़ी निकलेगा जो बोल रहे हैं कि क्लासिफाइड फाइल्स चोरी होगी। और नॉर्मल फाइल्स वगैरह कुछ पड़े होंगे, बट दैट अगेन इज अ मूड पॉइंट कि वे बंदे कहाँ हैं तुम्हारे ISI के, गार्ड कहाँ गए।
I mean,
सो
the anger you can see in these two photographs are
एंगर इज अंडरस्टूड।
yeah, you can see
आई एम
that.
नॉट डिनाइंग द एंगर अमंग्स द PTI पीपल। सारे PTI के भी नहीं होंगे, बाकी भी होंगे, बिकॉज व्हेन द मॉब कम्स, वो साथ और भी भीड़ आ जाता है यार, who have angst against these people, वो भी आ जाएंगे। जरूरी नहीं है कि सारे के सारे जितने हर जगह जो 1-1 लाख 1.5-1.5 लाख बंदे सड़क पे आ रहे हैं, सारे के सारे जरूरी नहीं है PTI के बंदे होंगे। तो आम आदमी भी होगा, वो भी तो इनसे काफी भुगता हुआ है, भड़ास निकालेंगे।
किसी
तो
ने किसी को थप्पड़ मारा होगा किसी टाइम पे।
सो यू फाइंड
The
कि
common
भड़ास
occurrence,
निकल रहा है।
जी।
एंड विच इज द मोस्ट क्रूशियल थिंग, or I would say the damaging thing, like what you had mentioned correctly, पहले जब coup होते थे, the people used to be happy that the army has stepped in.
सब मिठाइयाँ बंटती थी सर, मुशर्रफ के
Yeah,
टाइम पे तो people distributed sweets.
yeah, and also that वो कौन सा डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ नेसेसिटी करके उन्होंने
Yeah,
बना दिया था, एंड
yeah.
द जुडिशरी ऑल्सो यूज टू डू इट। अभी तो these two pillars are against the army and ISI, which is visible.
Hmm.
That's a different issue, खाली है, but it is visible. So are they letting them go as a punching bag? Like Japanese have a stress room कि वहाँ पंचिंग बैग है, वहाँ जाके मारो करो ये करो, थोड़ा थोड़ा छूट दे दो, and then come in as protecting the fabric of the nation and move in, which may be acceptable to the US and the Europeans.
ये आप GHQ बोल रहे थे सर? This is supposed to be gate number 4.
अब देखो ना, खाली है, कोई गार्ड वार्ड कोई नहीं है।
Yeah. And if you look at it, the sun is on the right hand side.
Yeah.
So this is obviously, the afternoon, evening-ish sort of a thing. So this
Whichever
looks
time,
like,
yeah. The issue is everything is empty. You don't see anybody around. The guard rooms are empty. ये दोनों साइड में गार्ड होते हैं यार, खाली है। तो
ये
छोड़ा
नहीं
है,
समझ
मेरी तरफ से छोड़ा
this
है
this
कि भाई प्रेशर वाल्व तोड़ दो। एंड व्हेन यू लुक एट दिस कंप्लीट वीडियो, इस गेट से थोड़ा आगे गए, राइट लेफ्ट थोड़ा किया, आगे नहीं गए,
हाँ,
इससे आगे नहीं गए।
I mean at least in
इसलिए
the video they've not gone.
क्या वीडियो तो उसने शूट किया और दिखा दिया, दैट्स इट। Unlike in the Corps Commander's house, or some claim it was the officer's mess, they have gone in and into that fire and they have broken some mirrors and शीश बाहर के खिड़की मिरर वहाँ पॉट्स वगैरह तोड़ दिए हैं बाहर और थोड़े एक दो वहाँ पे आई थिंक एक टेबल लगा हुआ था उसके ऊपर लाठी मार रहे थे पॉट्स तोड़े थे लंबा सा विंडो था वो शीशा तोड़ा है दैट डैमेज दे हैव डन यहाँ पे ये बैज तोड़ दिया है जो जीएचक्यू का बैज है ये ग्रीन बैज यहाँ पे वो तोड़ दिया है वो तोड़ के नीचे गिरा दिया है दैट्स अबाउट ऑल द डैमेज दैट हैज बीन डन तो और कुछ था ही नहीं वहाँ इधर डैमेज करने के लिए यू सी ऑल द बैरक्स ऑन द अदर साइड एवरीथिंग इज क्लोज्ड
But there's breaking news coming in now that there is some firing, sir. So
या
I don't
फायरिंग
know.
तो शुरू हो जाएगा यार एट सम प्लेस पुलिस वाले ने तो अपना नहीं तो वो पुलिस विल लूज इट्स रेलेवेंस ना
जी.
बिकॉज पीपल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड विल आस्क कि पुलिस की तुम क्या कर रहे हो जब राइटिंग हो रहा है यू आर सपोज टू कंट्रोल तो इस्लामाबाद में तो देवर इनिशियल रिपोर्ट्स व्हिच आई वाज सीइंग इन द वीडियो दे वर यूजिंग वाटर कैनन्स and these people were with lathis and stones and towards the afternoon then reports had come in that firing has started Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi, Faisalabad, Peshawar so firing had started in some of the places but last before we started this the report I had was that about 3-4 people have died and about 43 have been injured amongst the injured there were about 4-5 police people from Lahore अभी आगे निकलेगा न्यूज़ आएगा क्या क्या हुआ है
देखते हैं. Corps Commander House in Lahore, you've seen this. World media reaction, but interesting, and this was pretty swift, sir. And by the way, as we are speaking, I got an update right now that the German ambassador to Pakistan has expressed concern.
अभी वो शुरू हो रहा है ना अभी आएगा कंसर्न फॉर द न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स एंड देन पाक आर्मी विल कम we will
we are in control, everything is okay, these bloody civilians.
We will do it, don't worry, we will look after
don't worry.
And by then my reading is I could be wrong कि पीटीआई पीडीएम का तो टूटेगा ही बिकॉज दे आर डिफरेंट पार्टीज पीटीआई का भी कोई एक फैक्शन निकल आएगा शाह महमूद कुरैशी तोड़ के निकालेगा ये सब तो यानी दे आर पार्ट ऑफ द एलीट ना दे वांट टू रूल एंड एंजॉय द पर्क्स ऑफ द एलिटिज्म
Okay,
and they would be very angry with Imran Khan that he is trying to break this elitism.
So the house that we think was the Corps Commander's house or the officer's mess or whatever is on fire.
आग लगा दिया. Oh wow.
Whatever it is, it's an army establishment thing. It's on fire.
On fire.
Let's just put that in very clearly. This was very interesting. I mean, minutes.
International human rights immediately यार.
Minutes.
इन्हें इनको भनक हो चुकी थी कुछ ना कुछ होने वाला है.
And this looks like, by the way, this is not a fake ID or anything like that. I did some research. They've got 200,000 followers. It's not the UN designated body. This is some activist foundation, of course. But the thing was fast. Thak, and it came out. So
this last line, I don't think they know. The NAB is authorized to issue an arrest warrant.
Yeah.
Unlike only different is like our ED cannot issue an arrest warrant. But once he gets the arrest warrant on an ED case, there is no bail. Unlike a CBI where you can get a bail, ED case you don't get a bail. Same is this case. You don't get a bail. But the warrant, of course, Pakistan and the NAB is always a retired General Saab. So he can sign the warrant.
Now, sir, this is something that you had hinted to, which actually made me think a little bit.
Yeah, I feel that TTP is essentially Imran is the face of TTP. PTI is the political face of TTP. Like a lot of people in the West also agree that Hizb ut-Tahrir is the face of the Islamic terrorism.
जी.
Same is the case with PTI. I would say that PTI is the face of TTP. It provides a lot of jobs and money for people to survive. In a place like Pakistan where there is no work, if PTI से आपको पैसे मिल रहे हैं, so you will further the aims of PTI, which is the aims of TTP, which is Sharia in Pakistan. That's why it's called Taliban Khan. यार, तो तालिबान खान का मतलब क्या है? तालिबान फॉलो शरिया है, सिंपल. बिल्लो रानी अफगान लीडर चाइनीज एफएम से मिले. आई डोंट थिंक दीज पीपल आल्सो केयर मच अबाउट बिल्लो रानी बिकॉज दे नो वेयर द एक्चुअल पावर लाइज.
The question I'm asking is, sir, कुछ intelligence आया क्या वहां से कि भाई
नहीं
you guys are in trouble, जरा देख लो
नहीं
जाके.
नहीं, ये तो पहले से ही कर लिया होगा, ये तो पहले से ही कर लिया होगा. एंड दे वुड हैव
जी.
केप्ट यूएस इन द लूप. चाइनीज माने कुछ हो वो नहीं हो, दे नो विच साइड ऑफ द ब्रेड इज बटर्ड. द एलीट नो इट इज यूएस. पैसे सब वही है, बच्चे वही हैं, यूएस एंड द वेस्ट में है. चाइना ठीक है यार, कौन जाता है चाइना? कोई नहीं. तो चाइनीज एफएम ठीक है यार. अफगान लीडर्स, बिल्लो भाई साहब जाके मिल भी ले अफगान लीडर से, क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला?
हाँ, वॉकशॉप हो रही थी काफी गार्डन शार्डन में.
हाँ, तो इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू मीन एनीथिंग यार. इलेक्शन तो लाइक आई वुड से इलेक्शन तो करने होना ही नहीं है. अब तो ये हो गया ना सियापा फियास्को. इंडिया डिडंट रेस्पॉन्ड, दे एक्सपेक्टेड इंडिया वुड रेस्पॉन्ड. इंडिया ऐसी थोड़ी इमीडिएटली रेस्पॉन्ड करेगा. दे शुड हैव टेकन अ लेसन.
सर ये आपने जो बोल दिया ना, दिस इज, आप अभी थोड़ा इसमें एलैबोरेट करो सर.
या दे अटैक्ड and they
जी.
expected India will respond, and because they had already said na we have a threat from India, ये raw and
हाँ.
everything, तो वो तो खुल के बोल रहे थे. कोर्ट को लिख के बोला है. कोई जवाब इंडिया से नहीं आया उन्होंने जो बोला. तो यहाँ पे कोई इंसिडेंट किया एक्सपेक्टिंग कि इंडिया अटैक करेगा.
जी.
ओके, बट दे डोंट रियलाइज दैट इवन इफ यू लुक बैक when you created those incidents in Baramulla and अपना
पुलवामा, पूरी.
पुलवामा में, इमीडिएटली थोड़ी किया था हमने रिएक्ट. प्लान करके सोच समझ के फिर डिसाइड करके फिर गए थे कहाँ जाना.
जी.
तो पागल है ना, सोच रहे हैं कि नहीं इंडिया इमीडिएटली अटैक कर देगा. मैं क्यों करूं इमीडिएटली अटैक यार? He had already put his armed forces on alert कि इंडिया कुछ करेगा. इंडिया ने नहीं किया, दाल नहीं गली. Court itself is divided, you know, between PTI and the army, but the senior level are more inclined towards the PTI. So I feel this would have been orchestrated by the army complete. कि अब कर ही दो इसको अरेस्ट. अरेस्ट
देखते
हो
हैं क्या
गया,
होता
नहीं अरेस्ट हो गया तो कौन खड़ा हो रहा है? क्या होगा? स्यापा होगा, आर्मी आ जाएगी, वेदर यू कॉल इट इमरजेंसी और मार्शल लॉ. वो यूएस बता देगा, विक्टोरिया न्यूलैंड बोल देगी इसको कि क्या बोलना है. वो बोल देगा वो वर्ड. दैट्स इट.
ये मेरे को बड़ा डेंजरस लगता है सर, बिकॉज यू नो द अटैक आई पर्सनली
Why will they produce him in front of the judge? नैब ने अरेस्ट किया है यार, पुलिस ने थोड़ी किया है. नैब ने अरेस्ट करा है. देयर इज नथिंग गिवन देयर दैट ही हैज टू बी प्रोड्यूस. हम फॉलो करते हैं वो 24 घंटे एंड यू गॉट टू प्रोड्यूस हिम इन कोर्ट एंड आस्क फॉर कस्टडी. तो जुडिशियल या ये कस्टडी या बेल वो सब चलता है. इनका कुछ नहीं चलता. नैब ने अरेस्ट कर दिया, गए अंदर आप. अब अगर जैसे वो आपने खबर बता रहे थे कि बलूचिस्तान ले गए हैं, तो इस्लामाबाद थोड़ी लाएंगे उसको. किसके जुरिस्डिक्शन है? बलूचिस्तान में कौन है कोर्ट? बलूचिस्तान में तो फौज है कोर्ट. दैट इज व्हाट दे आर क्राइंग ना, बलूचीज. ट्रिपल वन ब्रिगेड कू ब्रिगेड है इसका, तैयार होगा.
हमेशा तैयार रहती है सर. सर
Coup
बट
brigade
आई
ऐसी
थॉट
नाम था।
आपने ऑब्जर्व किया होगा ये 111 को सर. What is the understanding amongst, I mean, I don't want any covert details, but what is the understanding of the 111 within our armed forces?
It's called a coup brigade यार, नाम ही उसका coup brigade है. It's their GHQ reserve यार. It's the GHQ reserve. And this was the brigade which was stuck in Kunduz and Mazar-e-Sharif
जी.
when the Americans commenced their offensive. And they were given 72 hours and helicopters में उनको evacuate करके लेके आए थे. From Kunduz and Mazar-e-Sharif उनको evacuate किया था. They were the ones who were leading the fight against the Northern Alliance.
Northern Alliance.
11 Corps and 111 Brigade. 111 Brigade was leading the advance. तो पहले जब मुजाहिदीन के साथ थोड़े फौज गए थे तो they failed in the first attempt and then they went full hog, whole hog. 12 Corps भी गया था नीचे with the Taliban. US, yes. China, irrelevant here.
A lot of people say that China ने थोड़ा सा या तो encourage किया है या discourage किया है when Asif
No.
Munir went to China.
चाइना को तो पैसा चाहिए यार. दैट इज माई रीडिंग. चाइना को पैसा चाहिए. अब चाहे कू हो या ना हो, पैसा तो आने से रहा, पैसा तो है नहीं.
पड़ता. Yeah.
यूएस ने बोला होगा इस तरह से कर लो. तो जो वो बोल रहे थे ना, जैसे हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि भाई IMF is actually asking for other things from the armed forces like major generals and equivalent and above. They want their last 10 years ka income tax returns. Last 5 years ka audited. They want the expenditure complete details, granular details of defense budget ka pura expenditure bhai khata dikhao. Combine the pay and pension is in the civil budget, add it to the military budget, and 1/3 reduce karna hai defense budget. Fauj over the next 5 years has to be reduced by 1/3, and they have asked the rationale for nuclear weapons. खाने के लिए है नहीं nuclear weapons किस लिए? So they want to remove all nuclear weapons from Pakistan. This is what is the khabar which is coming up from other channels.
Yeah, and we had discussed this about a while ago that why is
क्यों
Rothschild
क्यों
there?
कर देता है तो यूएस में टेल अदर्स कि भाई थोड़ा कूल डाउन कर दो, थोड़ा पैसा दे दो, बिकॉज नोइंग फुली वेल कि 6 बिलियन भी दे दो, इट इज चिकन फीड. जब 77-80 बिलियन डॉलर्स उसने पे करने हैं फॉर इंटरेस्ट ओवर द नेक्स्ट 3 years, 6 बिलियन इज व्हाट यार? इट्स अ ड्रॉप इन द ओशन. लाइक अजीत बोलता है ना, लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन. लिक्विड उसको जीने नहीं देगी, ऑक्सीजन उसको मरने नहीं देगी.
वो तो हमारा काम है सर.
नहीं, वो भी अब यूएस भी कर रहा है ना कि भाई अगर 6 बिलियन देना है, चलो ये सब कर लो. आई फील दे विल एडवाइज मुनीर और हुएवर इज देयर कि भाई तुम डोंट कॉल इट coup, call it a military, don't call it a martial law, call it an emergency.
Sir, whoever is there, sir.
उड़ती उड़ती खबर आ रही है that the chief of general staff has sacked Munir, that he has taken charge. But naval chief तो है ही नहीं यहाँ पे. I think वो बेजिंग गया हुआ है.
Yeah. What?
तो अब पता नहीं. This is all because when such a situation takes place, when you don't know what is true, what is not true, तो उड़ती उड़ती खबर है. अब है सच नहीं है, this is all moving around on Twitter and other things.
I mean, I don't know what to say beyond this, but let's
see, it is a dangerous situation for us. If the Pak army, I'm saying, maybe it has been orchestrated by the Pak army. If the Pak army doesn't manage to control this escalation, you might end up seeing a civil war. Because the biggest worry I have is The rank and file of the police and the Pak army come from the same stock of these people who are there on the streets. And these are all highly radicalized.
That is my biggest worry, sir. And आपने एक सवाल पूछा कि क्यों आर्मी क्यों नहीं लड़ रही इस टाइम पे, एंड और आर्मी इज नॉट कंट्रोलिंग द सिचुएशन. सर वो बंदे को भी तो यूनिफॉर्म उतार के घर जाना है वापस.
Whatever, my worry is this. And if that happens and you're not able to control the escalation, then the threat starts coming up for the region. You have Sharia on your doorstep. People will be running away. What happens to nuclear weapon? That becomes a concern.
I mean, न्यूक्लियर का तो सुन के ही थोड़ा सा डर सा लगता है सर. I mean, it's a little weird.
So like
And
I was
I'm
telling you, your whatever planning you may have done,
जी.
it doesn't, you need to have multiple contingency plans available with you, because no plan survives the first bullet. जैसे ही आपका अब अभी जैसे आपने बंदों को छोड़ दिया कि जिहाद कर लो, अब एक दो दिन के अंदर तो वो हथियार लेना शुरू हो जाएगा यार. फिर कैसे कंट्रोल करोगे? कितनों को मारोगे? लाखों पूरे सब तरफ निकले हुए हैं यार. किस किस को मारोगे तुम? घुसोगे तो there will be civil war. How do you control your rank and file who are also, some percentage of it would also be radicalized? What do you do with them? So it has to be a very nuanced approach of how they going to manage it. So like you said that मैंने तो देखा था वीडियो, उतना ही दिखाया था डॉन ने. अब उसको जला दिया है तो then the angst is much more. It has escalated to a level plus. If it is the corps commander's house, you burnt down the corps commander's house.
Symbolically, that's a big thing.
That's a very big thing. It's not a small thing.
Yeah. The house might not be damaged, but symbolically, a fire in the co-commander's house is.
It is something that it is these small things that make it very difficult for you to control. It's not so easy, and there are lacks on the street.
Yeah.
And like I say again, all are not PTI, but there are others जो भुगते हुए हैं फौज से और ISI से, वो आ गए अब सड़क पे. क्या करें?
I mean, the only thing I can say is a scary situation. I'm sure a lot of us are happy and हमारे मन में लड्डू फूट रहे होंगे, but guys, think again. Collapsing Pakistan is.
Immediately तो हम भी खुश होते हैं कि हाँ आपस में लड़ कट के मर गए. That is not the case. Then what? उनके पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स है, बंदे भागेंगे, शरिया तुम्हारे बॉर्डर पे आ गया है. Then how do you manage? These are certain critical issues. I've just raised a few. I'm sure these others would be thinking also, and it's not something. That's why you find अपने गवर्नमेंट से अभी तक कोई स्टेटमेंट नहीं आया.
I'm sure crisis meetings would be happening right now.
Oh yes, they would be assessing the situation and everything. The High Commissioner there would be on hyper. Your consulates there would be hyper, looking around, finding out क्या हो रहा है, क्या नहीं हो रहा है, and your hotlines would be busy and burning.
Indeed. Sir, थोड़े बहुत सवाल ले लेते हैं. There are loads of questions. Guys, there are more than 650 people watching right now.
Oh, thank you all for watching.
We've got 150 likes, man. Come on, 400 को और डाल दो यार. But see, again, we are not getting happy about the fact that Pakistan is in trouble, because it holds a little bit of a dark message that can actually come towards us. So we need to understand that very, very clearly.
इसका एक एग्जाम्पल मैं देता हूँ
जी.
एनेक्डोटल एग्जाम्पल. घरें होती हैं बगल बगल में, एक घर में आग लगता है, सब बाहर निकल के आते हैं. और उस आग को बुझाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि आग फैलता है। ये वही तरह का आग है, and it will have a security impact on you. So I'm sure the CCS and the crisis management group is burning the midnight oil to find out कि क्या हो रहा है।
Yeah, especially today, sir.
क्योंकि लाइक I said, एक बार क्राउड निकल आए सड़क में, बड़ा मुश्किल होता है कंट्रोल करना।
And Wobi sir, these guys are fired up. I mean, they're wanting to burn, break things. So it's
मॉब मेंटालिटी इज दैट यार, एक ने छेड़ना है कोई चीज और मॉब सी, अकेला आदमी करने से डरता है। जब
जी.
इतने बड़े मॉब में लाखों के, हजारों लाखों के तादाद में निकलते हो ना, इट गिव्स यू अ डिफरेंट सॉर्ट ऑफ अ फर्वर इन विद इन यू। और एक ने जब छेड़ दिया कि तोड़ो फोड़ो, तो सब शुरू हो जाता या।
Sorry, I just go blank in the middle when I think about it because it's such a scary scenario. अभी तो यार कोर कमांडर GHQ अभी कई किसी गेट गूट में घुस गए मिलिट्री कंपाउंड एंड you don't know what's kept there. And I'm hinting at the worst here. I don't want to say it because it'll scare me itself. But things could go really, really bad. There's just no question about it. Guys, like the video as I said. Oh wow, we've crossed 230 likes. Please, little more. Please, 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 so that a lot more people can see these balanced discussions rather than rhetoric here. I'm sure you can see 1500 YouTube videos today where everybody is laughing and having fun. Yeah, I'm also laughing a little bit inside. But the realistic part of me is a bit scared right now. I don't know how the day is going to break tomorrow morning in Pakistan. And I don't know either ways. I mean, let the damn thing calm down. That's all I would say.
Abdul
Uh,
Rashid in 2009 had written a book, Descent into Chaos, for Pakistan.
sir,
Today we are witnessing Pakistan has descended into chaos. China's visit.
Rahul, thank you so much. This happened post China's visit. Guys, I apologize. You guys might be hearing some huge thunderstorm outside my window. So I'm sorry. There's a massive one, sir. So,
I don't think so. You see, China is not giving Rahul. It's a good point, but I would beg to differ in the sense China is not giving them money. The money they're going to get is from the West and Saudis and UAE who have promised. China, whatever it gives is low. So they will have to look at, make it very nuanced that will they call it martial law? May not. They might go in for emergency. And like Musharraf call the chief as the chief executive. Something like that, some vague terms they might call it to avoid this term martial. Because a lot of people in the West abhor this term martial.
yeah, terminology, huh? That's interesting. Ishan, thanks so much for your contribution. Jayan sir, do you see the Americans or the Chinese coming to smooth things out in case the turd hits the fans? Especially if the Pow Pow K arsenal are threatened.
Americans aa jayenge, maybe they might call us. Chinese, just forget it. They never put the boots on ground in such a situation. Never ever. Because even if something happens, they have a buffer. Xinjiang hai, Tibet hai, India hai. He's not worried about that. And in any case, they never put boots on ground. Tell me a place where they have put their boots on ground, except an asset that they have created to guard that asset, like in Gwadar or Djibouti or Hambantota. Never in a place like this. सवाल नहीं पैदा होता यार.
So,
Everybody was talking that they will put their boots in Afghanistan and try to secure. No, they don't ever.
Ishan, thanks so much once again. He says, for Pakistan as a whole, is today's events beginning of the Ghazwa in Niazi or the Fatwa? Dude, you gotta set the humor, man.
Erhan bhai, I like the last one.
Fatwa Tashri.
That's a good one. Because It depends. नियाजी साहब कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाएंगे अपने क्राउड को, और आर्मी नहीं कंट्रोल कर पाया, तो the second part will take place. But if that happens, while we are laughing, we may laugh at it. It's not a good sign. It's a serious security threat for us. We have to look at that.
Guys have a serious sense of humor, man. I must say, Shan, my compliments to you for this, man. I wonder if you've written this yourself. My salute.
And the first
If you,
time somebody has used the surname of Imran Khan
yeah,
in quite
yeah,
a while,
yeah.
Niazi.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Gunjikar, for your contribution, for the super sticker. Sir, let's run through. There are loads and loads of comments. So let's just go through. Let's take in as many as we can. So is it the right time to eliminate terrorists in Pakistan? It's always the right time.
हम क्यों जाए यार? Why should we यार get into this muck and do what? लड़ रहे वो, थोड़ा बहुत लड़ ले. Our security should be looking at that we don't get an overflow of refugees from there, because then you don't know who's coming in. And two is the security of the nuclear assets.
We have a
Even if
friend from we have a friend from Pakistan that says, "May Allah keep Imran Khan protected and destroy the ones who are involved in the arrest of Imran Khan." I mean, we stand with IK. Uh,
all the
you
best,
know,
Shahnaz. Shahnaz ji, all
that's
the
one thing
best.
that we can say. I've taken this comment out of this thing, but let us know what's happening here. I mean, we are of course concerned with the security situation in your country.
Yeah, because if it goes into civil war, it's going to be bad for people of Pakistan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be
आम
bad
आदमी
for
जाएगा कहाँ यार?
G. So Hardik asks, "Good evening, Jan sir and Adi. My question is: there a possibility that US could fund ETIM to initiate suicide bombings in Xinjiang? Chaos.
Depends.
I don't think the US will need that much of an incentive. They'll do it on their own.
दे विल डू इट, बट फंडिंग चाहिए उनको, पैसे वैसे फंडिंग तो वैसे मिल जाते हैं उनको. बट यू सी, wherever the US has created problems, there has been some strategic interest of theirs. I have never understood what would be the American security and strategic interest in Xinjiang. Their strategic interests lie on the east coast of China.
East Coast, yeah.
So that's why वो तिब्बत में भी क्या कर रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं. वो 50s में अटेम्प्ट किया था इन्होंने, अंडर मैकार्थिज्म एंड प्रिवेंट द स्प्रेड ऑफ कम्युनिज्म. They had taken all these Khampa rebels to Saipan and brought in there, and that was the 156 to 59 जो उनके चले थे, and they were suppressed, and that's it. And the Chinese Mao had blamed India. ये नेपाल के मुस्तांग वैली है नॉर्थ वेस्ट में, lot of Khampas were there, and then the 70s, it was early 70s when the Nepalese army acceded to the Chinese request and then threw them out from there. So that's it.
Venki Saab, thank you so much for your contribution. Wonderful that you are here with us today. Let me just come back. Gulrez Rana says, well, nothing much will happen. There's no way anyone can win against the Pakistani army. Only other army can win over them. Eventually, they will survive.
Worry is not that. Worry is, can they control the escalation when the people, it's your own people who are anti you, who are standing up against you. So will the Pak army fight against their own people?
That's
That's the moot point. How much will they fight?
Gulrez, I'll ask you what the question that Jan sir has asked. I'll ask you that question. I mean, think about it. It's not that
There is
easy.
no outside army which is fighting there. It's your
Yeah,
people who have come out on the streets.
exactly.
It's the Pakistani people who are on the streets. So what is the Pak army going to do? Till now, the people of Pakistan had supported the Pak army. Today, they are ganged up and standing up against you. फिर क्या करोगे? How do you? This has to be controlled in a nuanced manner. How does the Pak army do that? That's the moot point.
That is the dangerous point, sir. It's not. I mean, Mighty KK 006 says, "Is this a storm in a teacup? What can a mob really do against an armed and a belligerent army?"
It's a civil war, mighty Saab. It becomes a civil war. There is no dearth of weapons available. What happens if the militants support the people? See, long ago, Hillary Clinton had told Musharraf that don't keep poisonous snakes in your backyard in the expectation that they will only bite the neighbors. They can also bite you. Now, forget the backyard. Since 86, you have been teaching all your kids in madrasas and in schools, except for that 1 or 2% elite schools. All they have learnt is jihad, and that once you die, and this is the only thing I'm surprised that I'm sure Islam doesn't teach this, but you're telling that after you die, you're going to have sex with 72. I don't understand. But
Sick.
be that as it may, be that as it may, you you have a population bulge of youth, and bulk of them have been radicalized and ingrained with this thought. That is what you find now. They are coming out on the streets and fighting the army because the army is telling them to fight. That those people who they were taught are their heroes, these jihadis and militants and terrorists, and now you're asking people to fight against them, that they are bad. It's contradictory.
Why?
So
Because
you have
Imran Khan
a
got
country,
arrested.
and you have a country which is full of poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
Now it's biting you back. And how do you control these poisonous snakes? आप तो सोच रहे थे कि मैं सपेरा हूं, बीन बजा दूंगा, सांपों को भिजवा दूंगा। अब वो सपेरा एक दो है और सांप इतने सारे हो गए, सब तरफ है। किस तरफ बीन बजाओ?
Mohit says, "Sir, can it be a false flag operation by Pakistani army to justify a martial law imposition?"
I won't call it a false flag operation because it's spread countrywide. Firstly, Imran Khan's arrest is not a false flag. False flag means you छोटा सा इंसिडेंट कुछ आप करके जनरेट करते हो. So Imran Khan, are you telling, is in league with the army? I don't think so. But yes, this was orchestrated not as a false flag, but it was orchestrated by the army, I feel, to create a problem in the country so that the last part which you said, you can justify whether you call it a martial law, whether you call it a emergency, call it whatever name you say. The emergency has been imposed on Pakistan. The worry that I have is the number of people who have come out on the streets. How do you control them?
Can't shoot. Yeah.
How many will you shoot?
I mean,
What happens?
yeah.
You may expect that I shoot and they run away. Fine. Police has opened firing, but abhi tak to I have not heard of any report of any of these things dying down. And they get the weapons, like I said, terrorist organizations join them. Then what do you do? Because the next claim, one of those people will claim that we are fighting for Sharia and the army is fighting against Sharia. शरिया कॉल में तो आईसिस भी आ जाएगा, अलकायदा भी आ जाएगा, सब आ जाएंगे यार. तो अफगानिस्तान भी भेज देगा बंदों को यहाँ पे. फिर क्या करोगे? Are we looking at a civil war also? That's what is my worry. How is the army going to manage this? Because in the 70 plus years of existence, they have not faced this kind of a situation.
I mean, which is where this next comment comes from, sir. Mr. Sambhamurthy says, so far the army is not out yet. Once the army acts, PTI will cool their heels. This sort of events took place quite a few times in Pakistan.
No, at that time, I would slightly differ from you, sir,
Yeah.
in the sense that you have a point, but in the sense the PTI at that time was functioning at the behest of the army.
Army.
When they had come with their containers and blocked the
The
route, and
army, as you said, had popular support, sir.
yeah. But today the PTI has become anti-army, and the PTI has popular support of the people on their side, which is where I find how is going to be this nuanced approach is because this is a situation something the Pakistan army has not faced ever.
Interesting, truthful lie says war in Pakistan means peace in Afghanistan, relatively. This act has a lot to do with Afghanistan more than India, as in raw.
That is the worry. TTP has bases in Afghanistan. अफगानिस्तान से ही तो गजवाए हिंद पूरा सब शुरू हुआ है. तालिबान ही तो बोल रहा है गजवाए हिंद, एंड नियाजी साहब हैं उनके फेस, इसीलिए तो उनको तालिबान खान, दैट्स व्हाई ही वाज कॉल्ड तालिबान खान.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it, the act has not got a lot to do with Afghanistan. The act has a lot of footprints from Afghanistan, but it is a concern for India.
So there could be a major terrorist attack on Indian soil in the upcoming days just to divert attention from their internal problems.
I don't think so, Mohit. Could be, but my personal gut feeling is it may not happen because all the terrorists will also get consumed in this. Because PTI being the face, they will call the TTP to support them. फिर क्या करोगे? Will the Jaish and LET agree to a terrorist attack on India? Some attack in JNK, I will not say will not happen.
But yeah,
Just
not the scale
airport
coming.
of India, not the scale at that level.
So Jappreet Saab says, sir, timing is very suspicious. Shabazz in London, couldn't army wait?
That is what I am saying, Jakpreet Saab, Batra Saab, that it was orchestrated that he continued to stay there. What is he doing there actually? I have not heard any report on the BBC or even in Dawn or the Park Tribune that he has had any meeting apart from the meeting before the coronation with Rishi Sunak. And he had taken his delegation of businessmen to talk to them. Talk what? What business is there in Pakistan that you say that you? There is talk of them planning to sell off their biggest steel mill.
Yeah.
The Sharif family का जो steel mill था, that's one of the biggest mills in Pakistan. There is a talk of privatization of that. Did they go to talk to them? They should have spoken to us. उनका तो biggest steel mill तो हमारे टाटा ने खरीदा.
Ji. Axel Mittal and Tata, yes.
उनके तो बिजनेस ही नहीं चल रहे. लैंड रोवर भी हमने खरीदा हुआ, जैगुआर भी हम चला रहे हैं उनके लिए, एमजी मोटर्स चाइना चला रहा है उनका, और बोलो. तो इट इज ऑल प्लान्ड बाय द आर्मी कि तू वहां रह, हम करते हैं यहाँ पे, बाद में जब जरूरत पड़ेगी तेरे को बुला लेंगे. उसका अपना हो गया यार टेन्योर.
Ramachandran says, are the protesters walking into a trap?
They become too big for the trap.
Oh, whoa, that's a big statement, sir.
तो लाखों के लोग यार, you got more than a lakh people in Islamabad, more than a lakh people in Rawalpindi, more than a lakh people in Lahore on the streets, more than a lakh in Faizabad, more than a lakh in Hyderabad, more than a lakh in Karachi. Like that you have in all the major cities, you have lakhs and lakhs of people. कौन से ट्रैप में डालोगे यार, ये बता दो मुझे. Which is this trap? इतने तो
चलो
फौज नहीं होगी उनके जितने बंदे सड़क पे हैं.
चलो सर, एक बड़ा स्पेशल कमेंट आया सर, बड़ा स्पेशल कमेंट है सर. And I must say this is the featured comment of the evening, which says we are from Balakot where India attacked and injured 3 trees. नहीं यार, एक भी पेड़ नहीं, 2 कौवे मरे थे बस, और कुछ नहीं. Things are in control in the masses in Pakistan.
Masses don't rule. Thank you, best engineering solutions. Masses don't rule. And of course, 3 trees and 2 crows died, and yet you had almost about 280 graves out there
And
within the
by the
within
way,
the next 3-4 days. तो वो कैसे
एक
मर गए थे? I think हार्ट अटैक से मर गए थे.
हाँ, बालाकोट से ये जवाब आता है. एंड देयर इज अनदर वन व्हिच सेज फिरसत अमेर व्हिच सेज हाफ ऑफ पाकिस्तान इज ऑन द रोड. आई एम
तो
फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान.
I agree with you because
Another
what I'm
comment
seeing
says
is lakhs and lakhs. तो
another comment says पाकिस्तान में एक एलीट था, उसका कब्जा है मुल्क पे, तब हमेशा पीछे रह गया.
हाँ, तो एलीट ने अपने बारे में सोचा ना, पाकिस्तान के बारे में नहीं सोचा, तो इसलिए पाकिस्तान पीछे रह गया. अभी आईएमएफ कह रहा है कि पाकिस्तान के बारे में सोचो, तो सोचने को तैयार नहीं है.
So what if a combined US India effort to secure Pakistani nukes for being misused?
I wouldn't comment on that. I would know that I have as much faith on our NSA and others that they would be doing their work. The armed forces, the NSA, the diplomats, and I have that much of trust on the US that on such issues there will be a bipartisan support for doing something. But should that happen?
Should.
I wish it doesn't happen. Should that happen, then it is a cause for concern. And we already have, for working with the US, we already have all our uh, agreements.
Jitesh, Jitesh says, can the situation somehow help us taking POK?
जल्दबाजी मत करो. जल्दबाजी में चीज नहीं होती है.
बिल्कुल नहीं. Absolutely. हाथ में आना चाहिए यार. अगर naturally आता है फिर ठीक है.
जल्दबाजी में.
This is a wild one, huh? I must say. Dipanshu says, is there a possibility that India can get in touch with the generals responsible for nuclear arms and take their arsenal by giving them incentives?
Don't, yeah. Dipanshu Rawat, this could be one of the scenarios you can paint, but it would be very low on being feasible.
Ishan said that those terms have been written by him.
Pardon?
Ishan, who put out those terms, na sir? Gazbhai and Niazi and all that stuff. He said, I
Ah,
asked, have you written it? He said, हाँ sir, मैंने अपने आप
my
लिखा है.
God. Tremendous, tremendous. But I liked the last one, Fatwa Tashrif. I won't elaborate on that.
I mean,
But that's the beauty of Urdu poetry.
anything sounds, honestly, and I'm going to confess something. The first time I read it, I said, यार ये कुछ मेरे को समझ नहीं आया, बोला क्या इसने? ये थोड़ा ऊपर से निकल गया. But then I read it, I said, oh bloody hell.
मेरी परवरिश भोपाल में हुई है ना, तो उर्दू थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आ जाता है जल्दी.
For me, the first thing just went over my head. Then I said, यार ठहर कुछ, let me see what is this. Venki Saab says, if one doesn't learn from history, it would continue to repeat itself. Pakistani army created a Frankenstein's monster, which it might not be able to, which it might not be controllable. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman 2.0. Whoa.
Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was not a monster. Venki
But
sir, here I would differ a bit from you. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was not a monster. You could have said Mullah Omar 2.0 or
yeah,
Osama bin Laden 2.0. The monster was the Pak army. And actually, it was Bhutto who refused to permit Awami League to run Pakistan. Because in that election, the 70 election, the Awami League had won. And Mujibur Rahman would have been the prime minister. Suhrawardi ke baad, they don't want any Bangladeshi to be the prime minister. So,
yeah. But
Mujibur Rahman 2.0, it is Osama bol do, yeah, LET 2.0, or whatever else, Mullah Omar 2.0.
So the next one I'd like to answer, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
as a this thing. Are Indian special forces in Pakistan? Yes. I mean,
डरा रहे हो लोगों को.
interesting. Sujit Saab says, will it impact IMF's viewpoint?
पैसे अभी आएंगे नहीं. Only once the situation unfolds and then what the US says. That's why I said in this situation China's view doesn't matter. It is US ka view, because US has the control on IMF. Indian chairman or no chairman means no difference. It is the US which will control that. US at the moment today is grappling to increase their debt limit, because if the debt limit is not increased, then in June they have a crisis, payment crisis, and they're already touching about 31, 32 trillion dollars in debt. To Janet Yellen, I think last week had made this request, and there are a series of Democrat and Republican meetings going on in the Congress, how to resolve this issue. Okay, so at the moment US is more worried about that. अभी तो इनको बोला है it will take them at least a week, 10 days to, once the army comes out, if they are able to manage it, it will take at least a week, 10 days, if not 2 weeks. By then they would have decided there, and then they will take a call कि क्या करना है. तो टिल देन आईएमएफ तो इज ऑलरेडी नेगेटिव ना. वो तो फरवरी में चले ही गए थे कि जो
जी.
बातचीत होगी हम वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग में करेंगे, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट हैप्पी विद देयर रिस्पांस. दैट्स व्हाई दे हैवंट गॉट अ सिंगल पेनी टिल डेट.
This is an interesting question. So Sanjeev says, did we all not see this coming? Is this a hogwash to fool everyone, or a reality of martial law to be announced soon? It's bad for a region, just sad.
Last week, if you had listened to us, we had discussed the same thing.
Exactly.
It's already on the brink. So to
Yeah.
say that we did not see this coming, I would not accept that, and I would be uh, very convinced that our security apparatus would have been very concerned about this.
I mean, not
I
to take anything away from our talk, but if we were talking about it 2 weeks ago, and me and General sir have been actually having personal conversations about it for months now. As a
that
matter of fact,
this is a big
so
problem, and the kind of security threat I'm talking of today, we have been talking of in multiple times before also.
true,
So it is
absolutely.
not a hogwash. You don't get lakhs and lakhs of people on the street and for so long. And martial, like I said, martial law or emergency. Otherwise, it goes into civil. If the army doesn't manage, my biggest worry is emergency भी हो जाए बोल दे या martial law बोल दे, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. It doesn't, at that time it doesn't impact your security as much as if it becomes uncontrollable and the chaotic situation converts into a sort of a civil war. Then is a cause for concern.
So somebody
It
asks,
is
is
bad
there a
for the
chance?
region. I agree. It's bad for a region. Yeah, we.
Another 5 minutes, so we'll take. Somebody asks, is there
Yeah.
a chance of a martial law? Firasat, who's declared himself, herself, I'm sorry, but from Pakistan, says no chance of a martial law.
No, like I said, maybe not. They may call it emergency. Yeah. Emergency तो कोई भी बुला सकता है, that it's an emergency situation in Pakistan. It
I
is
must say,
how the situation gets controlled and what happens thereafter. That is the biggest concern. The Pak army is not going to give up in a hurry. Imran Khan or no Imran Khan, PTI or no PTI, they won't give up in a hurry. So फिरासत अमीर साहब, ये आप सोच के रखिए. यस, अभी
another
जोश बोल रहा है आपका.
Sophia Ghaffar says our army is a coward. They
I,
only terrorize their own countrymen. They are fat and are smuggling in politics, conspiracies, but not good for what they are supposed to do.
so yes, साहब, I won't comment on that. You all would be the best judge. But Like I said, the Pak army is not going to give up the power that it has been holding on Pakistan for so many decades easily. Because there is a statement, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And Pak army has been in absolute power for quite a number of years,
Absolutely.
number of decades.
That is a bottom line for today's show. And it's very prolific. Thank you, sir, for mentioning that, because I think I wanted to get to that at the end. But that's a point to ponder. Pakistani army have been in pure command of Pakistan right from the beginning. What's going to happen when that command is actually being threatened? And please don't tell me Zulfikar Ali Bhutto time threatened and all that nonsense. I don't buy that. Uh, there's enough writers from Pakistan who've come out and said that's all borrowing another word, hogwash. Uh, Zulfikar, yes, had a little bit upper hand, but that thing got washed off within a year or something like that. So it's not something which is this thing. Naveen says, Jansa, what are the chances of Pakistani army trying to externalize the threat by adventures on its western border?
Look, when there are minor turbulences, you can externalize. But when your fat is on fire, which is this now, as I read it, the fat is really on fire. Whether they expected so many lakhs of people coming out on the streets, I don't know. But there are lakhs and lakhs. So the fat is really in the fire. And at that time, how much they can externalize becomes difficult because people won't buy that. Now the people won't buy that. They have had enough. They've had enough. They're looking at the Pak elite, the Pak army, and the elite like Mary Antoinette. That if they don't have bread, let them eat cake. कख नहीं है यार.
What happened to her after that is well
Yeah,
known.
his history is
Or
history.
that
So
that 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 guy from Romania, what was that guy's name? Ceausescu.
Nicholas Churches.
What happened to them is well known. I mean, it's
So it is a tough situation at the moment. If they start thinking of externalizing it, the situation inside will go out of hand. They have to have a, like I said, a nuanced approach and see how they manage and control this situation. Because the angst and anger against the army and I don't think they have seen it ever. JNK, of course, कुछ ना कुछ छोटा मोटा करते रहेंगे वो, that will always be there, attempts will always be there. So an odd one will get success, that will happen. Rest of India मुश्किल है. Will China help them in northeast? Manipur was burning. अभी थोड़ा स्टेबल हो गया, फौज आ गई वहाँ पे, स्टेबल हो गया है. It's become quiet. Manipur was burning. So because all the militant headquarters are in Yunnan, yeah, Ruili जगह है. They all have their headquarters there in China.
biggest gun market in South Asia.
Yeah. And by
A
the
lot of
way, it
people
is smuggled to Bangladesh.
a lot of people think it's Pakistan which is the biggest gun market in South Asia. I mean,
No, 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 no.
it's really
It's from China, Ruili, and then from there, Paresh Barua to has given up na Ulfa naam ke liye. He is the
uh,
biggest gun runner today. He's married a Bangladeshi woman now. His wife and kids to still stay in Chabua. His mother is there in Chabua. He's married a Bangladeshi girl. He's got a Bangladeshi passport. Some Ahmed he is. He has 2 3 children. He lives in Ruili, and he is the biggest arms supplier, not just to the militants in the northeast, to the private armies in Myanmar, and it exported to the world through Bangladesh. वहां से जाता है पूरा, ये आर्म सप्लायर हो गया. When I was commanding the division 11-12, his earning, what his men who had surrendered and whom I used to talk to, 800 crores annually. Why do you think he stopped? उसको उल्फा में कोई उसके बारे में बोलता है परेश बरुआ है ना? He's become a gun runner. Yeah, he's a big time arms dealer now.
Eight
With
hundred.
800 crores, his earning. और पूरा चाइनीज का जो ब्लैक मार्केट जो सीपीसी करता है ऑन स्मॉल आर्म्स, he controls and manages.
Last one, sir. Has another one. Thanks so much for your contribution. He says, why are countries like Turkey and Qatar silent on this? Are they just waiting and watching?
फटवाए तशरीफ. Turkey is in election mode. Turkey is in election mode.
Yeah.
And the way people are angry against Erdogan for the manner in which he has handled or not been able to handle the severe earthquake, people are very angry. So he is more concerned about winning the elections than he could be bothered about Pakistan. Yeah, Pakistan jale, Pakistan mare, usko kya fark padta hai? He has a huge buffer of Iran and Iraq, yeah, on that flank. So it doesn't make a difference. Qatar को क्या फर्क पड़ा यार? He would be angry that in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa they killed those 8 Shia teachers here in cold blood. So why will he side with the
But
Sunnis who are fighting amongst themselves?
yeah, but Qatar will actually enjoy the chaos.
He will be quiet because he's angry that obviously, yeah, you go into a Shia school, it's a school,
Yeah.
and 8 Shia teachers, you gun them down here. Shia, targeted killing है Shia का in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And this is TTP, and like I always said, TTP, PTI is the front of TTP. तो PTI ये chaos हो रहा है तो होगा, बाद में अपने टाइम से कुछ बोलेगा. अल जजीरा ने तो कवर किया था, अभी देख रहा था मैं, काफी डिटेल में कवर किया.
Sir, this has been, I mean, for me, it's been a roller coaster. I've been excited, scared, worried, angry. I've done over 400 interviews now, and I have not gone through such an emotional roller coaster with this. I didn't think Imran Khan would actually have that effect. Not that I
They
like the
made
guy
the
or anything like that.
biggest
Just
mistake
a little, sir.
the day they defeated him through the नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन, उसी रात उसको अरेस्ट कर देना था.
Ha.
उसी रात उसको अरेस्ट कर देना था. ये सबसे बड़ी गलती मुनीर साहब से हुई. यू गिवन हिम सो मच टाइम टू बिल्ड अप सपोर्ट.
Bajwa sahab.
See,
Bajwa then Munir. Huh?
and then see, you expected that he may lose support.
Hmm.
You never had your alternate plan कि भाई सपोर्ट हो जाता तो क्या है. If you have arrested him at that time, इतना ज़्यादा सपोर्ट कवर नहीं होता उसका. You let him grow like a Frankenstein before you try to take him out. The error what Mrs. Gandhi did with Bindranwale.
That's what I'm saying, sir. It's such a roller coaster of a affair. You one really, and these are just the initial reactions, guys. These are not something which we are talking about in-depth analysis of the particular situation. What sir has done is basically brought about a whole lot of things that sir has actually discussed with us before, and he's connected the dots to what is happened today and what the game is going to be, and that's to me is a very interesting thing. I must say, sir, short notice, but thank you so much for uh, you know
Most
coming
welcome.
coming out and
Anytime
actually.
for you, Adi. Anytime for you.
So thank you so much. Uh, Naveen, thanks so much. He says touched 800 concurrent viewers. Great
Oh,
going.
thank you, Naveen.
Thanks so much for that. So, of course, anything heavy with Pakistan will bring in a lot of audience because people are concerned. At the end of it, let me assure you, a lot of the people sitting here today, 800, 900 people that are watching, are concerned that, yeah, क्या होने वाला है यहाँ पर? It's a nuclear armed nation which can go either direction. And I really don't know
There
because
is something like something. I won't say similar. There is a sort of a civil war which is going on in Sudan,
Yeah,
but they're not nuclear. Sudan is not nuclear.
yeah.
अभी तक आर्म्स आया नहीं है सड़क पे. It doesn't take time for the weapons to come because the weapons are plenty in Pakistan, small arms at least. When that comes out, then what happens?
The problem is that one, sir. The second part about the whole thing is there is no, and I'm sorry, I say this very, this thing, there is not a single idiot left in this entire game who would say, yeah, listen, I can handle this stuff. There's not one. A lot of the Pakistanis may be very,
How
very
will you
crazy
say?
about
नहीं
Imran
नहीं
Khan.
आपने like if you go through the Pakistani history, this is a first of a kind situation they are facing,
Yeah,
where the people have gone anti the army, even the judiciary has gone anti the army.
anti the army. Mm.
Then and a lot of veterans have gone anti the army. How do you manage such a situation
I
and
think
come away with clean hands?
your conundrum has been very well elucidated by John, who says round and round it goes, and when it stops, no one knows.
I would add, John, sir, when it stops and what happens, nobody knows.
I'm
Where
actually
it
getting up
stops
from
and
this.
what happens then, nobody knows.
I'm actually getting up from this session a bit more scared than I went into, sir.
Yeah, if you are nuclear armed, then you are worried. Yeah. Region has to be worried and concerned. And I'm sure China would also be concerned, though the fallout will come into, they will look at fallout coming into Xinjiang and Tibet area. But the fallout destroys their BRI into this region. After all, the fallout will go into Afghanistan, Central Asia, and if something like that happens, and BRI, and I'm not talking just of a nuclear fallout, domino effect, domino effect of uprisings because Central Asian countries are all autocratic,
Yeah.
domino effect. So they would be concerned. So let's see, let's hope for the best for the people of Pakistan.
They're human beings at the end of it, but
The good, the bad, the ugly, after all, in
good,
the
bad,
end,
and
they
the
are
ugly. Yes,
humans.
I
Let's
absolutely.
hope for the
You
best for
just
them.
stole that out of my mouth. So honestly, I just took it. I was just about to say that. That's. But let me assure you, sir, I couldn't have asked for anything better in terms of an analysis in a grounder situation. My compliments, and trust me, the amount of comments that have come in after we've said we are going to stop the show. Excellent, 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 excellent. So many people have said it's fantastic. So thank you so much. People have said, I mean, there's just so many. Absolutely, the time has flown by. Thanks, Sir Adida. There are just so many comments complimenting what you've said and how we've brought it out. And we've also seen our friends from Pakistan also join up and not fight with us during this thing, and they've been very respectful. My thank you to all of them there, and watch your back, guys. Don't let it
Be
flow over
careful.
here.
All those who are watching from Pakistan,
Be
my
careful.
prayers go out to you. Be careful. And be careful
My
when you step out of the house.
and Sir's prayers is also towards us, by the way, because if that thing explodes, we got a problem on our hand. So prayers to all of us in the region. It's a dangerous time, dangerous scenario, and I hope some sense prevails in this region and things do calm down because we don't need what is happening in this place. Especially Pakistan does not need it. Let me say that one thing very, very clearly. Pakistan does not need it.
With the
Uh,
current economic turmoil, it doesn't help them.
yeah,
It doesn't help.
it's. I'd rather have a weak Pakistan, inward-looking Pakistan, but I don't want an imploding Pakistan, and not a Pakistan where the army has lost respect and control of the country, which is yikes. Any case and scenario, sir, thank you so much. And we'll catch up with you on Saturday. Guys,
Yes,
Saturday is gonna be a banging show. This is gonna be the story of Bharat. मोदी साहब को फोन करके बताना है कि साहब अगर आपको नैरेटिव चाहिए, इट विल बी अवेलेबल ऑन डेफ टॉक्स दिस सैटरडे एट 3:15 p.m. Join in, guys, and support all of us. Thank you, sir, once again, and Jai
thank
Hind.
you. Thanks, Aadi. Jai Hind.